So costs are going through the roof at the moment. And today I wanted to share with you a little short story about how an organization mitigated some significant cost increases, but by doing things just that little bit differently. My name is Simon Thompson, and this story I'm going to tell you today is about a mining organization. I'm just going to share with you a little imagery that I can tell that it's going to help me take you through this story. So this mining organization outsourced part of their operations, and they were paying this other organization around about $12 a ton. We're just showing the last couple of years of this outsource. So the price has sort of gone up. And when they look back at it over actually the history of this operation, they actually found that the cost had actually increased over 11 years from $3 a ton to $12 a ton. So to run some numbers on that, that's a $9 a ton increase, or 300% over 11 years. I know we're seeing some crazy increases at the moment, but to put that into an annual context, that's 10.5% increase in cost per year on year, which is massive. So while that sort of went, oh, that's some crazy increases, they didn't really notice it because every year they were going, oh, it's 10.5%. We're seeing some, increases, and they just assumed that costs had actually gone up. They've done the right thing and actually made sure they tendered this and took it out to market. They were spending a fair bit of money on this every year. So they took it out to market. Here they tendered it. They got some a price reduction, which was great. Added a bit of competition into it. They took it to the market again. They got another price reduction here. Through the end here, they were getting some more improvements there, but they were starting to look at it and go, well, actually, let's really challenge this thing. Are we really paying like this much? Like, why has it gone up this much over time? Is this really true? And they went through the process and started really analyzing and asking that question and said, is this a different way of actually looking at this? So when they looked at the actual costs, also they looked through the actual volume. The volume had actually remained the same, like pretty stagnant. I hadn't increased by much. It was maybe up and down about 5% variance each year. So so the actual volume wasn't driving the actual cost going up. And they just assumed that it was the actual cost components. So cost of labor, the cost of fuel, cost of equipment, all these other costs had just increased, and that's why the overall cost had actually gone up. But when they actually looked into it, they found that wasn't actually the case. Yes, labor had gone up, but it hadn't gone up 300%. Yeah, equipment had gone up, and it was a little bit more scarcity through that time, and it hadn't gone up that much. And so when they actually looked at it, when they did like a should cost of it, they went, well, actually, it should be somewhere down here. So 50% should be 50% less of where it actually was. And they started going, well, how could this be? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But we've been running the same process, running everything, and outsourcing, done all this other stuff. It must be the cost gone up. They just assumed it must have been the actual input cost had actually gone up. But when they looked at it, went, actually, it hadn't. It was actually they had introduced some complexity into what they were asking the contractor to do. So even though the operation, the process, everything was actually the same, just the way they engaged the contractor, that actually introduced a whole lot more reporting, a whole lot of other complexities. They asked them to do all this different stuff, do it in different ways. And that's the thing that actually increased the whole cost. So their long-held assumption of it was cost inflation was actually masking the real underlying problem, which was an increase in complexity. And so when they looked at it again, said, well, if we've got a cost savings there, what if we really look at the complexity of this and see if we can simplify it even more? And so when they did that, they actually found another 50% cost savings, or a total of 75% cost savings. So that's meant about $27 million savings per year. So this is like mind-boggling compared to what they originally thought. They originally thought maybe we might get an extra 5%, 10% out of this. And they thought, well, how could this be? Like, why did we get this? And this was like just shocking for the organization. And I believe there's a good reason why this actually happened. And the reason is this: The reason is this. The reason is that your biggest, most sustainable cost savings opportunities are actually hiding within your untested assumptions. It's not actually in go, let's introduce more competition, let's beat the suppliers up even more. It's actually in these assumptions that we've long held and no one's really tested. No one's actually done the analysis or anything like that to actually look at it. And that is where the biggest cost savings are. So I wanted to leave that story with you as something that hopefully provides you a little bit of inspiration in this current environment of costs increasing significantly. And hopefully it provides you some ideas about how to actually mitigate some of the cost increases that everyone's seeing at the moment. So my name is Simon Thompson. I hope you enjoyed that. Follow me if you want to see more of these videos, or like this or share it. And I look forward to talking to you some more.